Hi, I'm here with my Hobonichi Cousin A5 size that I use as a weekly memory keeping journal. I also use the daily pages for journaling and whatever I want to use that for, various things. But what I want to focus on today is catching up on my daily or my weekly pages, my memory keeping for the month of February. I've got bits and pieces done, but I need to go ahead and finish that up. So I've got 4 spreads to do here for the month. I also might do a little bit of work in my Hobonichi 5-year in my A6 size and get a little bit of updating done in that as well. So pull up your own journal if you want. Let's just work together for a bit. I've printed out a bunch of photos already on some transparent sticker paper, label paper, and I love using that. It's just a quick and easy way to add photos into my journal. So I have a bunch of those that I've printed out, so I'm just going to go get those cut up and ready and then be back. I start with the bigger pieces, the bigger photos that I want to be sure and include, and then I just start kind of filling in, getting to smaller and smaller things, and then I usually finish up with dates and writing are usually my last things to include. So here I actually cut out a photo of, we got some new stepping stones to form a sidewalk, and so I cut out a picture of those. We're making progress on our building. We got a loft done in February. One thing as I go back through these 4 weeks of February, I was actually kind of impressed with how much we did get done in that month's time. It seems like sometimes we're so slow getting things done, but when you go back like this, it can surprise you how much you actually can pack into 4 weeks. I'm using the dates and days of the week from my February collage sheets that I have over on Patreon, and I don't worry about getting every single day labeled, but I just, whenever there's empty spaces, I just go ahead and get that added in to kind of fill in the rest of the page. I try to collect things as time goes on, even if I don't actually get into my journal to work in it. I try to poke things in there that I gather along the way. This spread has part of a shopping list. It has the packaging off of some treats that I gave my grandkids for Valentine's Day, and a little tag off of a throw that I got. And so I'm just kind of getting in things that represent the week, getting in not just photos, but random bits of ephemera go in there too. Here I pulled out some stickers also. this spread, I used a lot of my little doodle heads from my doodle head sticker sheet that's available over on Etsy. And I also just kind of wrote in some headlines, I guess, with a Tombow marker here and there, like things I wanted to stand out. This week we were really busy getting some work done in preparation for a work day with our family on Saturday, and getting some things moved, and we needed to get the room done for the furniture to be moved into. And so we were really working hard on that. So that was most of what this week was about. We also had a family birthday, though, and Valentine's Day, and all the other normal aspects of life that go on as well. So lots of stuff to fit in on these weeks through February. I'm using my Imaginarium sticker book to find some Valentine-ish themed bits to stick in here. They are kind of fun. They're all like kind of vintage style, so they don't always work with what I'm doing, but I really think they're kind of fun and quirky to include in there. So I have a few different sticker books like that, and it's just fun to pull those out. Here I'm cutting this image of a palette in half because I want it to grow across that center fold, and I just find that it works a little better if I have it cut across that center fold. It lays a little flatter. I'm using those dates again from the February collage sheets, filling in the last bits of spaces. It was kind of a rough week because we had trouble with prepping our floor. My computer died. It just seemed like everything kind of piled on at once, and everything was just a little more difficult than usual. But, you know, we made through it. I have so much to be thankful for the week, and that is one reason I really love doing this journaling, because the things that, you know, seem like the hard things, or the things kind of slapping you in the face in the moment, but as you look back, you realize how truly blessed you are. And that is one of the big reasons why I love doing this memory keeping. I love recording the things that have happened in my life, but I also enjoy the chance to kind of reframe them as I do that and see them in things in a positive light. You know, by the time I'm doing this, I have a new computer, I have it set up again, you know, so I'm able to look back with a little more perspective on those events. This week started with Monday morning waking up with our newly finished loft with our furniture in there. Doesn't feel so much like camping anymore. It was just, I felt very luxurious. I spent a little time just in bed in the morning looking out the window at the trees that were beautifully framed. I actually got my sketchbook and got back in bed and sketched those trees, and it was the most glorious morning after we'd had a hard week the week before, both physically and kind of stressful, and it was just such a luxury. And I just want to make note of that. You know, it's the hard work or the hard times or the stressful times really just make you appreciate the nice things or the comforts more. So in that sense, it's a good thing. I also have this little office chair here. It was cut from the instructions. I had ordered a new office chair that took a little bit of assembly, and the little pamphlet had this photo on it or not photo, but illustration of the chair that I just cut out and put on the page. So I'm always on the lookout for those fun little bits that can be included in my journal to record those memories. I'm trying to find some little stickers here to express just how cold it was this week. It was in single digits and below zero, and we're kind of not used to it being that cold around here, so it kind of shuts everything down. In a way, it's not a nice time to just kind of stay in and get things done around the house. We continued to set up some of our furniture. I put a new rug down, our daughter put a bookcase together for us, and slowly but surely getting settled in. I've had these Sticky Club stickers for quite a while, and time to just be kind of getting those used up. And so they're perfect for filling in those little small gaps on the page. On this spread, I've already put down some images by Susanna Bryant, and I love her work. Recently discovered her. She is on Patreon. I will put the link to her down below, to her Patreon page. She has printables each month, and I think they're super cute and have been having fun using those. So on this week, I had done a lot of errand running. I normally don't even get out of the studio that much, but I had some appointments and different things going on this week, and so did an unusual amount of errand running and even a little bit of shopping. And so I thought this image was perfect for that. So I had already included that in there along with these stars that were also on her page. So that kind of gave me a starting place to work with. This was the last week in February and the first couple of days of March. So a big emphasis this week was my Patreon sheets and getting those done. And I put in that little image there I was pretty happy with it. It was just a image of, I put out a bunch of my green art supplies, paints and pencils and markers and things like that, and took a photo of them, and I really liked how that turned out. I'm also using some of my leftover photos here. I'm pulling out my 5-year journal and sticking those in. This year is the next to last year. Next year, 2026, will be the last year in this book, and I'm beginning to realize there is a lot of blank spaces on the right-hand side. Starting out, was like very careful. I didn't want to use that space in case I need it later, and now I'm realizing that's really going to give me a big job next year to get those filled in. So I'm starting to be more mindful of using those spaces, and also maybe sticking more photos in. I was worried about bulking it up too much, but now that I'm kind of on the last stretch, last couple years here, I'm a little less worried about it. I've been enjoying some spectacular sunrises lately, well, sunsets too, but the sunrise I can see through this pentagon-shaped window in our home up from our loft bedroom, and I just love watching the sunrise through that window, so I wanted to be sure I got an image of that in there. Just seems like they've been extra beautiful lately. I love the sun shining through those tree branches as well. I find trees very inspiring, so it's been great fun being able to watch the sunrise. On one of the days after a doctor's appointment, I went to a newly opened bookstore that was on kind of my side of town, I guess, or the side the doctor's office was on. So I just gave myself a little free time browsing through the bookstore. Really enjoyed it. I don't take a lot of time off that way from working in my studio, so it was very pleasurable to just have that little, I guess, artist day, as Julia Cameron would say, looking at all the things that there are to be inspired by. Also this week was super warm. It's a week ago, it was like single digits or even below zero, and now all of a sudden we had a day that was 70 degrees, and all week it was sunny and high temperatures, so definitely wanted to make note of that. It was just really a pleasure to be able to go out with just a light jacket, and where we had been totally bundled up last week. I have been really enjoying this blue pen lately. It's by Kuretake, and it has like a little firm felt tip point on it with ink in the barrel that you can see, and it is really pleasant to write with and kind of been keeping with a blue theme here. And now I'm pulling out that sheet of cameras again from the March collage sheets. So that's an advantage of working backwards, I guess, working the month ahead, or a month in the past, is that I can use those new collage sheets to play around with in my journal. Pulling out some stickers just to fill those random little blank spots and fill them in. I really like the look of a very busy full page. Even if my week was kind of inconsequential, this one was actually kind of busy, but even on weeks where not much is happening, I like the look of it being full. So now for a quick little flip through of these 4 sew spreads that cover February, that going on through the weeks here. And I've done my journaling, I've added in my dates, I have photos in there, and I just feel like I have recorded a very busy month, and I will use this to refer to fill in my 5-year. Thanks for watching. See you next time.